What's going on? We back with the boxing clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon button so you know we upload and we go live, alright? About to hit y'all with a two-piece to end the night on a boxing tip. Both boxing videos. Hopefully you enjoyed our everything stream. That was supposed to be exclusively an NBA stream with me and Cali Enigma. Hopefully you enjoyed that today, and a couple other live streams I did as well. I did a review or a reaction to the full World Boxing Super Series tournament. Both rosters waiting on the cruiserweight roster. That'll be the third division as well. And you know, hope you guys enjoyed the 3 live streams we did today, and the content that we also dropped. But you know, doing the video, you see the title is DAZN, a duck haven for fighters that don't want to fight the best competition. All right, a lot of people gonna get mad about this. You know, people that claim DAZN is the greatest thing since sliced bread and want Eddie to succeed. Mostly the buck dancing boxing channels out there and the UK fans. You know, but you know, the roster was underwhelming and it had a few ducks on there. You know what I'm saying? A few known ducks. All right. You talk about Demetrius Andrade. We know he ain't been trying to fight nobody forever. Now, he still had a few fanboys out there trying to defend his name, all right? They was trying to defend him, and, you know, now, you know, they going to see for what it really is. When he was mandated to fight Billy Joe Saunders, which I think the purse bid is July 25th, and he ain't going to fight him. You know, basically he said, you know, he want to fight the best, and then the same breath at the DAZN interview, he said, you know what, man, you know, I'm going to do what's best for me. And like I said, he's not fighting Billy Joe Saunders. We know that. That's nothing new. He's not going to fight him. And people still holding out hope, crossing their fingers he going to fight him. No, he's not. He went to the zone to not fight the competition. He said he got calls from everybody, but he went to the zone to do what he's been doing his whole career. Low risk, high reward fights, or mid reward or low reward fight. He just want to check to keep it going. He want to check to survive. He really don't have the heart of a warrior. His heart definitely pumping Kool-Aid. And it appears to be at the DAZN signing yesterday, he was under the influence of some alcohol or controlled substance yesterday, all right? Or he was on something. He was on tip. You know, he seemed like, you know, he might have a drug addiction problem, all right, as well. Big Baby Miller supposed to be fighting Artur Szpilka, all right? Artur Szpilka was a guy that been knocked out by Wilder, then got knocked out by a fellow Polishman, Adam Noznowski, all right? He got a win not too long ago. But, you know, Miller's objective is to fight everybody who Wilder has fought. You know, that's clear. You know, he obviously was popping off before with the Puev thing. Talking about, I'm not fighting the guy in Puev and going to Bulgaria. I have a deal with HBO. You see how quick the HBO deal dried up. He went over to the DAZN. Obviously, HBO didn't want him fighting on HBO because him and Danny Jacobs couldn't even pull no real numbers and couldn't even fill out half the arena at the Barclays Center. But Eddie Hearn had jokes yesterday talking about, you know, there's more people than Deontay Wilder's last fight. Actually, Deontay Wilder damn near filled up the Barclays Center. But your last fight in New York didn't even fill it up to half capacity or barely filled it up to half capacity. We know Miller, he ain't trying to fight nobody. He the biggest duck in the game. I did appreciate him pulling up on Joshua yesterday. Commended him on that, but obviously he ain't trying to fight nobody, man. You know, he would talk, you know, if I fight Ortiz, you know, I'm not going to get credit. You know, Ortiz is an old man before that, but now, you know, all of them is shook about Luis Ortiz. You know, Maurice Hooker, you know, he ducked the World Boxing Super Series tournament. We know that. He had a, you know, mandatory versus Alex Caicedo. Now that, you know, he might fight Caicedo, it sounds like he ducked over to the match room to either when he got to drop his belt or when they lose the purse bid, he going to drop his belt or he going to get Alex Caicedo to the zone. We will see what happens with that. But I can tell you, he did all that popping off at the mouth, talking about how Regis ducked him. His people call Regis and this and that. All right. You know, we know he don't want that smoke. Everybody know Maurice Hooker is an average fighter at best. And that belt around his waist is on borrowed time. If Alex Caicedo don't get him, somebody eventually will get him. It was a good win versus Terry Flanagan, but Terry Flanagan was a very bland fighter. No glitz, no glamour, no pizzazz. No, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they got the all-duck team. The Jesse Vargas. I didn't even get to Jesse Vargas yet before I continue to elaborate on this video. Jesse Vargas. You know, Jesse Vargas. You know, he's over here doing interviews, and I like Jesse saying, "Oh yeah, Eddie said, you know, Adrian can I can fight Adrian on the zone. You know, I get a rematch with Adrian on the zone. I get the Earl Spencer fight on the zone." You know damn well Adrian Broner and Earl Spencer been very vocal talking about how they not gonna fight on that platform. So you think they gonna fight on the platform for you, Jesse Vargas? No, they not gonna fight at the platform. And then he didn't even know the name of the platform. Jesse Vargas just looked at the dollar signs, didn't ask no questions, and signed on the dotted line. Wherever the money is for him, you know, he's at the end of his career. He's a stepping stone on PBC. You know, you just step on him to get some notoriety, and that's what Earl Spencer's trying to do. My point is this. A lot of them guys, well, most of these guys on here, except for the young talent and the 2-year-old guys or the Russian guy, you know, they went to the zone to duck. They went to the zone as a safe haven to avoid the competition. Because let's be real, let's be frank, none of them are the creme de la creme of their weight classes. And that's a fact. None of them are top flight talent other than Demetrius Andrade. But guess what? He got the mental altitude of a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying? He got a problem. He was up there on tip, on some type of substance. You know what I'm saying? Trying to clown Joshua on a low-key tip. But at the end of the day, yes, the zone, fighters that went to the zone, they went to the zone to duck the competition. That's an actual fact. You know, and I'm proving it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody going to be on the zone fighting top-tier competition. They're talking about Jesse Vargas fighting Lamont Peterson. They're talking about Big Baby Miller fighting Arthur Spilka. Nobody going to be on there. Big Baby Miller is not going to get Deontay Wilder on the zone. Big Baby Miller not going to get Luis Ortiz on the zone. Big Baby Miller is not going to get anybody on the zone but Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua dismissed fighting him today. Big Baby Miller has resorted to talking about taking Anthony Joshua's mom out. Like I said yesterday, in the midst of the BS, when we did the live stream, you know, people say, "Oh, you dudes pumping up blind about Miller." Miller did pull up on him, and Joshua was shook. That's a fact. But in the midst of that, I said if I was Joshua, even before I heard about the mother situation, him talking about somebody's mama, I would have open hand slapped Big Baby Miller. I would have backhanded Big Baby Miller into his place. I guarantee you, if I was Joshua, I would have slapped the dog walking shit out of Big Baby Miller. No, if and especially about the mama thing, nah. Them belts, I'd have dropped them belts on sight when he said something about my mama or something like that, and I'd have slapped the shit out of him, dog. I'd have did a Riddick bow on him, and I'm God honest truth. Anthony Joshua was a better man than me. If I'd have got my ass whooped, hey, I'd have got my ass whooped, but I'd have went down with a slap to the face, all right, to slapping his face. But like I said, the zone is a duck haven for these fighters, man. A lot of these guys are gonna take the zone money, and eventually this shit gonna get cut short. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have nothing but to offer but Bellator and boxing. And you see when they got to the Bellator portion of the press conference, all the viewership dropped off. Everybody moved. People was talking about what was going on with the boxing part of it. And the boxing lineup was trash. I mean, it was trash. It was better than I expected. I thought it'd be hot garbage. You know, but it was straight cold trash. It was trash. It was below average, below market. It's not gonna get nobody to go to the zone. Eddie Hearn is talking about they want to do 200,000 buy homes per show. That's not gonna happen, bro. It's not even 200,000 suckers that's gonna pay $9.99 for boxing. Now, if you would have got American football on there and try to throw something on there, or American boxing, American baseball or basketball, something like that, then maybe you could have finessed some people. But you're not gonna finesse no people with this. And then you're gonna give them a 30-day trial. You better pray to God that you don't have the same issue that you had in Canada with the blackouts, the behind the lagging streams and stuff of that nature. All right. You better pray you don't have that. But most of them fighters went over here to duck Miller, to duck the Wilder, to duck Ortiz, and the rest of the competition, and pray to God that he gets the Anthony Joshua fight. Jesse Vargas, you know, he came over to duck Earl Spencer, Adrian Broner. But let's get to this Danny Jacobs second half of this video, man. I'm going to end on Danny Jacobs. You tell me what positive thing has Eddie Hearn done for Danny Jacobs. Since Eddie Hearn is going to do so much fantastic things for Joshua, well, Joshua he's already done. But for people in America, Miller, Andrade, Jesse Vargas, and those three young amateurs he got on there, and Maurice Hooker. What in the portfolio of Eddie Hearn that he's done with American fighters make you think he's going to raise your profile on a closed circuit app? He couldn't even blow Danny Jacobs up on HBO, who has the most subscribers on premium network television and has the most avid boxing fans that tune in, or casual fans that tune in for a premium television network. Come on. What has he done for Danny Jacobs? He didn't get Danny Jacobs a Canelo fight. He didn't get Danny Jacobs a Triple G rematch. Danny Jacobs ain't done nothing but fight outside of Brooklyn in Long Island, came back to Brooklyn, and Big Baby Miller didn't fill up half the joint, stunk up the joint, and really damn near lost to Selucky in my opinion. And he had a spat with Charlo where he tell you touching millions. At the end of the day, Danny Jacobs, if he's a clown, if he thinks Eddie Hearn raised his profile, he didn't. Only thing he doing is touching M's right now. But at the end of the day, you know, when them M's is gone, your legacy is still there. It's nothing great that came out of this Eddie Hearn Danny Jacobs relationship, man. He didn't get the big fights that it was promised to him, you know. And at the end of the day, he's probably gonna get cut from HBO after the Sergey Derevchenko fight. You know, he might get cut if Triple G or Canelo don't want to fight him, which it sounds like it won't happen, or unless he can lure Billy Joe Saunders. You know, the same way Demetrius Andrade had a 3-fight deal, fought one fight on HBO, was cut off. Jarrell Big Baby Miller, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, thought he had an HBO deal, was cut off, had to go to the DAZN. You know, so at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn hasn't done anything magical for Danny Jacobs. You know, Danny Jacobs is the same regular profile fighter. If not, his profile is lower to the public. Not even an Eddie Hearn. And if he loses to Derevchenko, mark my words, he's going to the DAZN. He's done. You know what I'm saying? He's done on HBO. I understand he had a 6-fight deal, according to Andre Rozier. I just looked at the interview just now. I'll link the interview in the description. You can check it out. Shout out to the Boxing Voice way back when. A 6-fight deal, according to Andre Rozier. We thought it was a 3-fight deal, but it could be a 3-fight deal because if he loses to Derevchenko, or they don't feel any need for Danny Jacobs, and it looked like HBO Boxing, like I said last year, I predicted that they may be putting out a boxing really, really quick, fast, and in a hurry after Time Warner purchased them, sold them to AT&T. Like I said, they don't care. They don't care. They ain't had no real fight cards this summer other than one that's coming up Saturday. And make sure you catch my prediction video for Jaime Maguire and Liam Smith. Also, if you're a really, really hardcore fan, Alexander Usyk, Murat Gasvier. I did a prediction video on Monday, so look back in the archives. But back to the topic of discussion. What Danny Jacobs' profile hasn't risen with Eddie Hearn, and those clowns, you know, Andrade, Vargas, and the rest of them didn't do their due diligence. They just took the money. Eddie Hearn played them above market value, probably way above their value, and they took the bait. They don't know really nothing about the DAZN. Probably didn't ask no real questions. Their manager probably got a little backdoor cut. They got their cut, and their manager gonna get a cut out of their cut, and their manager gonna be eating like fat rats. While you know they public profile continues to dip. Like Andrade, ain't no coming back from this, bro. After this, man, from the depths of hell, he's done. He's done. He's done. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be looking to watch the DAZN, even with the 30-day free trial. Okay, ain't nobody looking to watch that shit. And for Danny Jacobs, you know, you better, if you lose to Derevchenko or if you beat Derevchenko, be on the lookout for a one-way train to the DAZN. Because what happened was Eddie Hearn was able to orchestrate deals for Miller and orchestrate deals for Danny Jacobs to HBO. All right, they was able to orchestrate those deals to HBO because Anthony Joshua. HBO wanted to close a deal on Anthony Joshua. When they was unable to close that deal on Anthony Joshua, he's going back to Showtime fighting now. And Anthony Joshua is exclusively fighting on the DAZN as of right now in the United States side. When that happened, HBO probably was like, F Eddie Hearn. They're going to cut off business ties. Well, that's why you see Fat Baby Miller getting the hell on. You know, you're going to see Danny Jacobs. If Jacobs loses to Derevchenko, don't be surprised to see Danny Jacobs fighting on the DAZN. Danny Jacobs coming to the DAZN sooner or later. If it's later, he might not make it to the DAZN, excuse me, because the DAZN might be extinct. Most of them, the DAZN guys got a 3-fight deal. They want to see how it go. I'm trying to tell you, the DAZN in the United States is not going to last long. Just with boxing and Bellator, not even UFC, nobody's checking for that Bellator. Nobody's checking for this boxing. You know, let's see how the Marco from Fight Hub and Ben Thompson and all them guys over there buy the DAZN. Let's see if they buy the DAZN and market the DAZN on Fight Hype after the dust clears, after all this Joshua, Eddie Hearn shit and Deontay Wilder shit hits the fan and this shit blow over. Let's see if they on their page putting the ad up for the DAZN at the end of the day. Let's see if Eddie is gonna wire them some money to pump them. You know what? They gonna be on the next train smoking. They gonna be on the next hot train smoking. So when the next promoter or the next shiesty dude come over here and try to, you know, use flamboyant words, or the next hype train come over, they're gonna be all with cameras on there. They're gonna jump from Eddie Hearn to the next cancer that come into boxing. So at the end of the day, I ain't lying. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm speaking the facts. Danny Jacobs is running in place. If not, he done fell behind in the marathon with Eddie Hearn. He ain't really did nothing with Eddie Hearn. His profile ain't raised. Ain't nobody looking at Danny Jacobs different. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs the same world titleist guy, because the regular WA ain't a world title. He got to fight a stablemate for the very IBF. He refused to do the same day weigh-in for. He got to come back to the IBF and actually fight for it. You know what I'm saying? He got to fight a stablemate. Eddie Hearn couldn't even get him. They wouldn't even let him fight Jamar Charlo for the WBC interim title. Eddie Hearn couldn't even deliver him a Billy Joe Saunders fight. Eddie Hearn couldn't even deliver him a Triple G fight on the back burner. If Triple G didn't fight Canelo, he was going to fight Billy Joe Saunders, not even Danny Jacobs. And if Canelo didn't fight Triple G, you know, he wasn't going to budge on that low budget offer he gave Danny Jacobs. Canelo was going to fight Gary Spike O'Sullivan, and Danny Jacobs was going to be left in the win again. And that's what happened when you got a third-rate promoter on your side, and you just getting a whole bunch of money, and you ain't getting no notoriety or recognition. You in the same place you was before you got over here. Matter of fact, you was in a better place before you got with Eddie Hearn. But y'all know what it is. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. Dropping some more truth, some more facts. You know what it is, man. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links are into the description as well. Also, you want to hit me up for a business collab or video collab, whatever business partnership. My business email is there for business uses only. Also, we got a new college sports page popping off if you're into college football or basketball or high school coverage of high school football and basketball. Check the college link, S1210, College Sports Most Wanted. We're going to get it kicked off really, really soon. Also, subscribe, share. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We grinding. Real box.